Hello everyone, it's me again. it's me, your boy. I'm so epic. Coming back at you with another legit cooking tutorial. And this go around we're gonna be making crystal clear caramel sauce. We've all seen the caramel that's opaque and uses butter and cream and it's luscious and it's so delicious and everybody loves it. I actually find that kind of caramel sauce to be a wee bit harder than the caramel sauce we're going to be making today. This caramel sauce has 4 ingredients, and that's if you include the vanilla. I have full faith that every single one of you, yes, even you, can make this delicious caramel sauce. And with that, let's begin. This recipe is so simple that, what the fuck? I'm not even gonna mise anything out. I'm just gonna measure everything right here before your very eyes. Missy, you're gonna distract everybody in the background. We're gonna start off with 227 grams of sugar, 60 grams of water, and about a teaspoon of lemon juice. The lemon juice just acts as a stabilizer. It prevents the sugar from crystallizing, which is what we don't want. And that's it. Besides vanilla, this is all we're gonna put into this pot. Now all that's left to do is cook the dang thing, and I'm gonna show you how that happens right now. Okay, so I may have fibbed a little bit. There is one last thing we gotta do. We just have to bring some water up to a boil, and we're gonna use that to finish the sauce and to thin it out so it's not just a big glob of caramelized sugar. And I'm just gonna do that with my electric kettle, but you can just as easily just boil some extra water on the stove. So while this sugar is cooking, I'm gonna get this kettle boiling. So while the kettle is going, I'm going to heat our sugar mixture on high heat until it starts to caramelize. The mixture will literally turn like an amber color, and that's when we know we're done. This can take as little as 5 minutes or even up to like 15 or 20. It really just depends on the power of your heating element. And once this gets to that amber color, we'll move on to the next step. So before this sugar mixture gets up to temp, we're gonna fill this sink up with some cold water, and that will allow us to cease the cooking process and control the color of our caramel sauce. Okay, that's more than enough. One thing to keep in mind when you're cooking sugar in general is to never stir it. Instead, if you really feel like it needs to be mixed, swirl it. One of those. One of those. One of those. This also discourages crystallization from happening. I'm going to use a towel as a landing zone. That's where our hot pot will sit once everything is finished. So now you can see we're actually bubbling our sugar now. Once your hot water's up to temp, just set it right next to your workstation because you will need it as soon as this sugar is ready. I think I can see it change. Seeing it start to change. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look, you can see it right before your eyes. Oh yeah, you can smell it too. You can smell when it starts to caramel. There it goes. Follow me over to the sink. Funny sound. Very funny sound. And that just ceases the cooking process. So you can see we've got this lovely color. I mean, it's gorgeous. That's the color we're looking for. I know this looks like really liquidy, like this is the perfect consistency, but this is like 300 some odd degrees, and we need to add more moisture to it before it starts to cool down too much. Otherwise, it's just going to become a solid block of sugar. That's what the hot water's for. So I'm going to pour in about 2 ounces, but I like to add a little bit too much because it's always going to thicken up by the time it cools down. So a little bit in. You can see, look, see how hot it still is? Just whisk it, just whisk it. I'm going to add a little bit more. So you can hear it. So this sounds very, very loose, and it is for now. But as this cools, it'll really thicken up and you'll get this very beautiful, glossy, glassy, perfectly clear caramel sauce. The last thing, or things rather, that we're going to do is a wee bit of vanilla, like maybe a 1/4 teaspoon, and a tiny pinch of salt. So I'm going to keep whisking this for another couple minutes, and then we'll decant it into a glass jar. Okay, so it's been almost half an hour since I've taken this off the heat, and you can see that it is a delightful consistency right here. It's almost like honey, and it's still just a pinch warm, so this will actually thicken up just a little bit more before it's fully cool. I like to keep all of my caramel sauces, clear or otherwise, in a glass jar, and that's just in case I need to reheat them for any reason. I can just pop them in the microwave for 15 or 20 seconds at a time, and I don't have to worry about this catching on fire or melting or anything like that. So a glass jar is the way to go. So let's go ahead and decant this bad boy. And as a French chef once told me, voila! And there it is, perfectly clear caramel sauce. You can use this for anything from cakes to fruit to cookies, really, you name it. If you have a recipe that calls for regular cream and butter based caramel sauce, this will work just as well. And in all honesty, sometimes I prefer this. It's not as rich, it's not as heavy, it's got a bit of a cleaner taste, and I highly recommend y'all give it a shot. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to check out my other ones. And with that, I'll see you guys later. Woo!